guys, welcome back to Hanging Out with Lori. How are you today? I am good, thank you. Yeah, I think I'm good. Today we are doing a get ready with me using my Wetness Wild PAC-Man collab that I hauled right before I moved. I had told you guys I would do a first impressions of all these products, and so I've been holding on to them this whole time. Have not worn them. I've swatched them, but I have not worn them. And so I thought, why not do this first impressions with the PAC-Man collab while I am doing the drugstore makeup challenge with the Beauty Chit Chat Facebook group. I will have their link down below. We were supposed to do this all week, but because I woke up and my eyes were so swollen on Sunday, I thought they would go down by Monday, but it's taken me all week to get them down. So yeah, today is my first day wearing makeup, so I thought better late than never. We will put on the PAC-Man collab. So these are some of them right here. Now I will be honest with you, I have used these brushes already. I love the powder brush. It is nice and fluffy and I just really enjoy it. This brush, on the other hand, I do not enjoy. It's a little too soft to, really pack on your eyeshadow. Man, my brain walked off. But it's too stiff to blend, so it's not my favorite. Let's just put it that way. I will be using mostly Wet n Wild products. What I do not have in Wet n Wild products will be drugstore. So, because that is the challenge for the week, to use all drugstore items throughout the week. So let's commence. I am not quite sure what I am going to do. So I'm going to use my Ulta Beauty Eye Primer because I do not have a Wet n Wild primer. Just to lay down. Now I'm really excited about this. If you guys watched my haul, if you didn't watch my haul, I will put the link down below. I can't do cards on my phone or iPad. I just don't understand why it won't let me. So, or I haven't figured it out. That's probably what it is. So I will have the link down below to that haul if you're interested. I am a huge PAC-Man fan. Huge PAC-Man fan. So I could not get this. I mean, I should have resisted. But, well, I didn't. So now I have it. But I wanted quite a few of the items that were in this collab, and some of them only were now only available in the PR box, like the brushes and the nail polish. Those things were only available in the PR box, so that's why I went with it, which I find funny because I'm not that impressed with the nail polish, nor am I impressed with half of the brush set. Although I shouldn't say all of the nail polish. The garbage truck is here. Sorry about that. Because I do not have a color to set my primer, I am just going to take I should show you, my Coastal Scents Revealed Smoky palette, and I am just using this shade right here. And I'm going to use this brush. Not a fan, but I'm using it. So I was excited to get this PR package because I am a huge lover of Pac-Man. Pac-Man holds a lot of memories, good memories from my childhood. You wouldn't think so. I mean, I was just young and I had to beg my brothers to take me to the gas station or to 7-Eleven, wherever they would go to play arcade games because, they were a lot older. Now, they did have arcade games at the skating rink, and so I would play it there when I would get to go, but I didn't get to go to the skating rink that often until I was a teenager. And yes, the skating rink was the in place. If you didn't go to the skating rink on Friday nights, you were kind of a dud. Okay, I am going to... Okay, this palette is kind of scaring me. I have on the shirt, so I think I am going to go with like these colors right here. What do you guys think? Okay, I'm going to just take the pink, and I don't know how pigmented these are on the eyeballs, so let's see. I am just going to put some on my brush, and I'm just going to pack it on my lid. Okay, so in high school, the cool kids didn't really go to the skating rink, just us, the rebel rousers, for a very old school term. We were the ones who went to the skating rink for the most part. And some of the cool kids would come, but it wasn't very often because they had other places to be. Yes, I am going to take this purple right here, and I am actually going to put it in my crease. Hopefully. I'm hoping I don't look like a crazed lunatic after I do this look, but I make no promises. Okay, that isn't very pigmented. Or I'm just not picking up a lot of product, which I will not complain about. I'd rather build it up than have a hot mess on my hands. So, yes, I'm one of those kids who caused havoc, raised Cain, and went to the roller skating rink. Now, our roller skating rink was awesome. It had tree trunks inside the roller skating rink, so you could skate around the tree trunks. And the tree trunks went from floor to ceiling. And they were big and thick. And, oh, they were so gorgeous. So pretty. Now, I don't know if they were real or if they were, fake. But my guess, because of when the roller skating rink was built, my guess is it was real. Because it was an older roller skating rink. I don't know how long it had been around, but I think it had been around a while. These really aren't my colors, to be honest with you. Now, I should have wore a white shirt so I could have been a little more creative. But I will be honest with you, pinks and purples for me is creative. It's not my go-to colors. I feel like they make me look sickly. And I don't think that's true, but it's just what my mind thinks. Or maybe I feel like I'm in an 80s revival. And I try to avoid that at all costs. I know a lot of people love the 80s and like to play up the 80s. I am not one of them. I survived the 80s, let's say that. There was good parts about the 80s. Okay, we are going to take this blue right here, and I'm actually just gonna put just a bit, I mean, look at that, on my outer corner here, just to deepen it up. And I am trying to be extremely careful. I don't want this to become crazy. We'll blend that in a second. So yes, I was a child of the 80s. I wasn't born in the 80s. I was in high school and graduated from high school in the 80s. So my view of the 80s is much different than those who were younger. I talked to a lot of people who were younger in the 80s who really loved the 80s. And I guess, if I was younger, I probably would too, because I had Cabbage Patch dolls, and I don't know what else. I wasn't a good kid, so the 80s is kind of fuzzy to me. Anybody else have a fuzzy memory of the 80s? Now, most of my brothers graduated in the early 80s. One graduated in the 70s, but two of them graduated in the early 80s. And then I was later, in the later part of the 80s. And I got married a year later. Can you believe that? In the 80s. I was a very young bride, but I don't regret that whatsoever. Age had nothing to do with my marriage falling apart. Some people like to say, you married too young and that's why, but it wasn't. Things happen. Life happens sometimes out of our control. Back to the 80s. My first record ever was a disco record. My birth mom and her second husband purchased this disco record for me. I tried so hard to find it when we moved, and it was gone. I have no idea where it went, and I'm very sad about it because I was excited to find that and listen to it. So I'm going to take this white here and I am going to put it on my lid. I'm going to see how it goes on dry, and I'm going to use a brush just because that gives me just a little bit more control. I think I'll try it with a finger first. Let's see. Oh yeah. I don't like doing it with my finger because of my trimmer. I tend to put it where I don't want it. Okay, yeah. Finger it is. Sounds like a fire alarm has gone off. Maybe at the high school. Okay, you know what? I still want this a little bit deeper. So makeup-wise, in high school, this is not what I wore. I wore gray eyeshadow. That's all I wore. From the time I started wearing makeup, I didn't venture out into a different color until I was in my 20s. And when I ventured out into a different color, it was browns. Because it was the 90s. So browns were in. Brown lips. Neutral eye looks. Well, they were for the 20-something professionals, I should say. So I quit wearing grays and went to neutrals. And now when I put on grays, I think I look ridiculous. Okay, I think we're done with this palette. I was hoping to use this aqua, but I'm thinking I'm going to stop at that. Let me put on my face. I have this face palette, but I also have the blush lights and the bronzer palettes. So I am going to actually use these because I've never used palettes before. Have any of you guys? So I don't know how I got on the subject of high school. I do know how I got on the subject of high school, but before we move on, I need to set my concealer. And I'm just using my Makeup Revolution Bacon Blot. I didn't like school. School was hard for me. Not the learning part, but the social part. I had friends, but it was difficult. School was hard for lots of different reasons, but school was hard. That way too, I wasn't the brightest fish in the pond. But I probably would have been better if I had gone to class. Because I did okay in college. That was the 80s for me. Okay, I'm going to use my bronzer palettes and my brush. You know what? I'm going to use a smaller brush. Just for a little bit of control because I don't know how. That looks like cocoa powder. I'm glad I used a smaller brush. I'll use that one to blend everything. Okay, we are going with the circular bronzing motion because look at that. It's really not. Come on, baby, blend. I'm kind of afraid to dip my brush into these. They're nice. They're highly pigmented. Highly pigmented. So how we got on the topic of high school? We were talking about Pac-Man and then the skate rink, and then how us naughty kids would go to the skating rink, arcade games. I couldn't figure out how we got on the topic of high school because this is something I talk about. We are going to use this bad boy to kind of blend it out. My knee there was shaking the table, sorry. This brush is so soft and fluffy. I love it. This side is still darker though. Come on, baby. Let's do the twist. So did you guys like high school? Whether it was in the 80s or not, did you like high school? I'm just curious. You know, because a lot of people do like high school. I was not one of them. But did you? If you did, let me know down in the comments below. Let me know your favorite class in high school. Mine was shorthand. You know why? Because it was the only class that I was good at. Okay, we are going to try these blush lighters. Okay, well, we'll put it here. Then we will put down the blush. And then I'm actually going to go over my blush with this because this will make a great blush topper. I didn't think it would work as a highlighter, but it's actually doing okay. So this is the face palette. I think I'm going to, I don't know. We're not bronzing again, I can tell you that. I think I'm going to use the matte one since we are going to put the blush lighter on top. Otherwise, I would really use that one because that one's pretty. I'm going to go in with just one tap since I've been finding all of these really pigmented until we know what we're dealing with here. Oh, that's pretty. What do you guys think? That's pretty. So one tap is good. Highly pigmented. Now this blush is blending out really nicely. I'm sure it could be built up. But to me, on top of that bronzer, I really need to get the rest of my face on because I'm feeling really lopsided. So I do like the face palette. That blush blended out nice. I'm going to just go back in here. I'm actually going to take, I know I'm using this as a blush topper, but I'm also going to use it as my highlighter. Because I wanted to use this as a blush topper, just really lightly to give it. I just need a little bit of something, something. I'm feeling very flat on my upper. That white just kind of, I mean, it's still kind of there, but not overly. Can you see? It's kind of melted in. Okay, I am going to put on the rest of my eyes, and then I will be right back. My mascara is this Wet n Wild Mega Wear mascara. I do not like how my eyelashes turned out. If any of you use this, how many layers do you have to put on? I have 3, and I couldn't see them after 2, and then they became spidery after 3. For eyeliner, I used my ColourPop Besto liner, and yes, I've already filmed this part, and I'm refilming. That is the shade right there. I didn't want to use a black on my lid, but I went over the Besto with this purple here. So that is my eyeliner. I just put it really lightly along the lash line. I also took this white and put more of it on my lid because it had dissipated some. And then I put some in the corner, but I see that it is kind of faded, so I am going to put just a little bit more there. I do like the white shimmer. I just wish it had some staying power. Literally, I don't know where it's going. I am going to take, I think, this same brush, and I am just going to lightly get this purple right here. I am not one to do my under eye, but I thought today I would, since I have, that is my eyeliner. I don't think that was a good color because it makes me look like my eyes are bleeding. I told you. Okay, let's go in with this blue and see. I am so scared of this blue. I have to use the camera because there's no mirror here. And my eyes are watering. This is why I don't usually do under my eye. because my eyes tend to water. Okay, we need to put some mascara on that lower lash line. I don't like putting who else doesn't like putting mascara on that lower lash line? I don't know why I don't like it. I just don't. Okay, let's pick a color. A lip color. We've got pink or blue. I mean, we have orange and red as well, but I do not think it'll go with, look, it might go with my cheek. My cheeks are very brown. Let's try the pink. Now, these are considered gloss, ghost glosses, but they dry down more like a liquid lipstick. I wish you guys could see my pants. They're crazy. Maybe I'll try to post a picture. They're definitely 80s themed. They really are. I had the coolest. I call them Farmer John. We call them capris now, but they, you know, they were like pedal pushers. Capris. They're the length of capris, but they were covered in gingham with a tractor, a guy riding a tractor. They were the cutest. I loved my Farmer John pants. It's actually really pretty. It's coming across really bright pink, but it actually is more of a lilac color. So I think it matches my look pretty close. I think it's okay, except for those cheeks are brown. Okay, then I'm using my Rose primer water. I could have used this as a primer instead. Oh well. It has a hint of rose, but it smells more like stale foods. I don't know what to say. All right, let's talk about my first impressions on the Pac-Man collab. I was rudely interrupted when I was trying to film this earlier, so let's do it again. The eyeshadow palette. I really like the colors in this eyeshadow palette. I wish there was like a transition shade. I mean, there's this one, but it doesn't go with like the pinks and the purples. So I wish there was one that was more based along these lines here that I could have used. Even just a cream that would have worked a little bit better. You guys know my thoughts on this white. This white is... Okay, that was the blue. It just fell. This white is gorgeous. Look at that. It just fades. It like fades to nothing. I'm hoping since I sprayed my face, it will stay. Using their primer water. I thought it was a setting spray. But I like this. I think the colors are gorgeous. I just wish I wish they blended out better. I think they're pretty. I wish this white had some staying power, and I just wish there was one more transition shade, but that's okay because I can always go for the face palette, but I didn't want to do that. One, because I can never get it open, but two, it really, I needed something a little lighter. I suppose I could have used this. Now, I wish they had a pink colored blush. This one right here might be considered pink. It is what I put on my cheeks. So, but it still has kind of a peach pull. Maybe the bronzer is just what's making it so brown. I don't know. But that, you know, it does look pink. I mean, compared to this one right here, it's definitely pink. But I just wish it didn't come. I think it's a peachy pink when I look at it on my hand. In the camera, it looks pink, but it really does look peachy pink. And I didn't use these bronzers here because we had used the bronzer, and you guys saw, very pigmented, so there was no reason to go in with that bronzer. I like these. It took a little bit of effort to blend them out, but it finally blended. Very highly pigmented. So if you get these, just know that they're highly pigmented. Next time, I probably would go in with a fluffier brush, not one so controlled, but I didn't know what I was getting into. And then the blush lights. I really like this. They're very subtle. Now, when you swatch them, my hand is wet, so when you swatch them, they're extremely, pigmented. I think it's beautiful as a blush topper. But as a highlight itself, there's a little bit of shine. Yeah, they're just not overly blingy, but I like the color of it. They're definitely something I would use as a blusher topper because I really, really liked them. And I like this pink. I was not sure I would like the pink. The pink polish goes on extremely sheer. And the orange Ghost Gloss goes on extremely sheer. So I was worried this would go on extremely sheer, but it looks beautiful. I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I think it's stunning. It goes with my look very nicely. A very spring-like look, as it's extremely cold outside and snowy, but I guess I'm missing spring. I don't know. So that is my impressions on the Pac-Man collab. It's hit or miss, guys. I'll be honest with you. It truly is a hit or miss. If you have any of these pieces, or if you have the whole set, what do you think of Wetness Wild's Pac-Man collection? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you have hits or misses as well? I think overall, it's good. Overall, it's a win. But those misses, they're there. Like most things, you can't get it right on everything all the time. So that is all I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed my first impressions on the Pac-Man collab. And I am so glad that I am participating in the drugstore beauty challenge with Beauty Chit Chat Facebook group. Again, I will have their link down below so you can go check them out. If you'd like to join us, we would love to have you. It's a nice little group. So you guys, take good care of yourself. Be safe out there. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.